Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Deep Talks. Myself is Naman Jangir and let's have a discussion of cryptocurrency or virtual currency. So I think you may heard of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is also a form of cryptocurrency, and let me tell you that there are more than 900 cryptocurrencies are available as of 2016. So my main concern topic is, are these currencies becoming a global currencies? Because as we see in the past that with the change of the time, there is a change in the method of dealing, method of trade, and with the change of method of trade we changed our form of currency. So let's see that what is this virtual currency. But for explaining that virtual currency, I would like to recall our former currency, that how we used to deal or how we used to trade in our former time. Okay, so let's start from very beginning and then we will come to the virtual currency. Okay, so if we start from the 9000 BC, let's say in 9000 BC, what we used to do, let's say that this is the one person and this is the second person. So this person is having cattle and this person is having grains. Okay, so in that time we used daily thing as a currency. Let's see how. So let's say that this person, this first person was in need of grains and this second person was in need of cattle. So what would they do? They would exchange the thing. Okay, so they would exchange the thing, but problem was that they should meet each other requirement, only then they will exchange the thing. I mean to say is, if this person was not in need of grain, then how would he give cattle to him? Okay, so they should meet each other requirement, then only they can exchange the thing, or they can easily we can say that they can use the daily thing as a currency. Okay, so this was about 9000 BC. Okay, but we come to the 4000 BC now. Then what we started using, we started using metal coin as a currency. Metal coins. So why we started using metal coins as a currency? First of all, that these metal coins hold some value, because these metal coins hold some value and they can easy to carry anywhere in the world, and they were used as a global currency also. Okay, so these metal coins were used as a global currency, or we can say as a form of currency in that time in 4000 BC. And how is this how is this developed from this type of thing in 9000 BC? Because we can see here that cattle also is having some value, but after some time cattle will be died, and after some time grains will also be consumed. Actually this thing having the value, but they cannot be last long, but these metal coin can be used last long. Okay, that's why metal coins are used as a type of currency in that time. Okay, now if we see the 1000 year back, in 1000 year back we used paper as a form of currency. Okay, paper as a form of currency. Let's see how. Actually in that time people who was having the gold, so they had a fear that if their gold have been stolen, then what would they do? So they kept their gold, or we can say they deposited their gold to the goldsmith, and in exchange of that gold, goldsmith used to give them a piece of paper. Actually that was a proof that you deposited gold to goldsmith. Okay, so in order to make the trade easy, people started exchanging that proof, or we can say that piece of paper instead of gold, because exchanging gold was much difficult than exchanging that piece of paper, and that piece of paper became a form of currency in that time. So we can say that paper was used as a form of currency. Okay, but we can say that gold is the value, gold is having value in that paper. Okay, that's why paper was used as a form of currency. Okay, now we come to the present situation. What is the present situation? In present situation we are using fiat money. Now what is mean by fiat money? Actually the real value of fiat money is zero, because it is just a piece of paper, but this is the promise of the government to the bearer that yes, I promise you to give that much of money to the bearer. So this is the promise which is government giving to the bearer. As you can see on the 100 rupees note, you can see that I promise the bearer to pay 100 rupees. Okay, so this is called fiat money. But what is the problem with that fiat money? That this fiat money can be used only in the domestic country. Okay, if we want to send this money to other country, then we have to go through some intermediate or some third party. Okay, that will charge to us, and then they will send the money to the second person. So this is the present situation. Now this problem is overcome by, you can say, our virtual currency. So friend, as we discussed here, with the change of time we changed the method of trading and we opted various form of currency. So this we are going to discuss about cryptocurrency or virtual currency now. So I already told you that there are more than over 900 cryptocurrency in the world by 2016, but I will take one, and I will take the example of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is becoming very popular these days. So I will take the example of Bitcoin only. So let me tell you first of all that we cannot feel this currency as we do it now. As we feel our 100 rupee note or any note, we can see it, we can feel it, we can hold it in our hand. But this is not in the Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency, because this is the computer code, and each transaction of the computer code is adding up a new digital signature. Okay, and all these accounts are settled in the blockchain. Okay, which is looked after in the blockchain. So I will explain you now that what is this blockchain, and you may heard of miner also. So I will cover that topic also. So let's say that what is this blockchain, and by understanding this blockchain you will get clear the whole concept of the Bitcoin or the virtual currency. Let's see what is the blockchain. Okay, consider there is the network of 4 people. This is A, this is B, this is C, and this is D. So if we go through the current situation, now let's say that this A is living in one country and C is in another country, and if A wants to move some money to C, then he has to go through some intermediate foreign money exchanger. Okay, and that money exchanger will charge some money to move some amount from A to C. Okay, so let's say A wants to move $100, then as a charge this money exchanger will charge $2 and C will get only $98. So this is the current situation, and this process will take 2 to 3 days. Okay, so to overcome this problem, this blockchain, or you can say virtual currency, is introduced. So let's examine the process of the blockchain. Okay, so this is the network of 4 people, and let's say A is having $10 in his account. So there will be there will be the data here that A is having $10. Okay, now A wants to move some money to B. Okay, let's say A moves some money to B, that is $5. Okay, then there will be the addition of the link here, addition of the link of the transaction, that A moved B $5. Okay, now repeating the same process, if B want to send some money to C, then there will be the addition of the transaction, and it will be disclosed that B moved C. Let's say he moved $3 to C. B moved $3 to C. So this will be automatically add up here. Okay, and following the same procedure, if we say that C sent $1 to D, then it will automatically be added up here that C moved D $1. Okay, so this is the blockchain, or we can say it the open ledger. Okay, open ledger. Okay, so you can say here that everyone can see this transaction, everybody has the right to see this transaction. Okay, so if we say that if A wants to move D $10, then everyone can notice that A is not having $10. A is not having that much amount of money. So this is the invalidate transaction, and this transaction will not be added up here. So this is the benefit of this transaction. This is the benefit of the open ledger, that everyone can see this transaction, so that any mishappening will not be there. Okay, so this is the open ledger. Now come to the distributed ledger. Let me tell you that this whole transaction is managed by the centralized system. Okay, so in order to get rid of that centralized system, distributed system is introduced. Okay, what is the distributed system? This whole transaction can be distributed any one of the you can say user or nodes who are in this network. Anyone can have this distributed transaction. Okay, and can see the whole transaction. Okay, so let's say C and A is having that distributed transaction. Okay, so what is the benefit of this distributed transaction? That we got rid of the centralized system, where was centralized managing that transaction. Now this will be managed by the A and C, because they can see the whole transaction. They have the distribution of the transaction of all network. Okay, A and C, and how they will manage, they will work as a miners. Okay, so basically what is the work of miner? So let's say that now B wants to send $2 to D. Okay, so now what is the work of miner? So why is the need of miner? We need to make sure that everyone has the same copy of the ledger, because there might be a cheating. So we need to make sure that everyone has a copy of that ledger. That's why miner are introduced. Okay, so what will miner do? Miner are going to compete among themselves. Okay, let's say that C and A is the miner. So miner are going to compete among themselves, and who is going to be first will get financial reward. Okay, and how will they get financial reward? What is the work? We will understand the work first. First thing, miner will validate that whether this transaction is validated or not. So this is very easy, because we can see that B is left with $2 and B wants to move this $2 to D. So this transaction is validated. Okay, Now second thing, they will find a special key that will enable to take the previous transaction to the and to this previous transaction log into the new transaction. Means that previous transaction was this much. Okay, so they will enable the key, minus will enable the key, okay, that will lock the previous transaction to the new transaction. So this will be locked to the this transaction. Okay, they will find a special key. Okay, and for this he has to need to invest computation power. Okay, and they can do this with the help of the computational power. And let me tell you that who will first solve this will get the financial award. Okay, let's say C does it first. Okay, now A will find another transaction. Okay, so C will get award. So in this way we can synchronize whole transaction, whole network. Okay, and we can see that all things are going right or wrong. Okay, so this was the work of the blockchain, and this how virtual currency works. So I think you get all this working of the blockchain. Okay, and this was all about the virtual currency. So I think you like the video, and please, if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel. Thank you, have a nice day, take care, Jai Hind.